I just want to let you know that it's hate week, Ev, and he's been hating on you behind your back.
I didn't.
Shocker.
All I said was you have diabetes.
You can't say that.
I said I've been to the doctor. Well, I've been diagnosed. If you don't go to the doctor, they can't diagnose you with anything.
That's true. Big F, Ohio State fan extraordinaire. I would assume 3 years ago, Ohio State fans didn't have all that much to hate. Now, and after the last 2 years, maybe there's more hate in your world. But your assignment was come up with one thing you hate in college football. Could be a team, could be a player, could be anything. What have you brought to me?
And bring the hate, Ev.
Because Travie didn't hate.
He didn't hate.
He was being too nice.
Well, I mean, I would. The script, Ohio State should win more, clearly.
Yeah.
That needs to change. The script needs to go back to what it used to be.
Okay.
Where we win the Big Ten. You want to just about football, just in
You
general?
can hate on anything.
Well,
You can hate on Jim Harbaugh, Dave Portnoy, whoever you want to hate on. You can hate on.
Well, I mean, Harbaugh's the worst. Obviously, Michigan's the problem is it's people think like people act like 1 year or 2 years are racist, like it's just a decade of just trouncing, cheek clapping.
Yeah.
Just like we're talking like
this is good.
50, 60. Yeah. Let you name the score. Like we just decide how many we want to score.
Up and down the field.
Up and down for decades and decades on end. They catch us once or twice slipping, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's over. The new regime is gone. It's Harbaugh's like this amazing coach after he couldn't win anything. And granted, they still haven't won a playoff game. Let's make that very clear.
Very clear.
And not only have not won a playoff game, have gotten trounced
and lost to
a team that lost to 65-7.
Lost to a bad football team.
65-7. Now, if we want to talk just pure football, those playoff games should not be on New Year's Eve anymore. That's disgusting.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
See, that's a good one.
It's disgusting. And there's put it on New Year's Day. Yeah. Extend it, like make the day the other like BCS bowl games or not whatever the new like Peach Bowl and all that whatever the
New Year's Six
the New Year's Six games. Put those on like the second.
Put it literally in
or just
just
scatter them either earlier throughout the week. I don't understand why like the one day where people want like I watch football. If football's on, I'm gonna watch it, obviously. And even if they put like one game maybe early in the day, that's fine.
Was it last year that Ohio State and Georgia it came down to that final kick, which was
at
almost
midnight.
right at midnight?
No,
the kick was literally like, I didn't know at the time, but because I blacked out in just anger and I don't know, sadness. But I was told the kick basically hit the ground at zero, essentially.
They had like
at midnight.
The split screens of like the ball dropping, the field goal, and it was like, I mean, exactly at the same time.
Well, let me ask you, since I got you, is there any hate to give out to your underachieving head coach?
It's like really tough with him because losing to Michigan is unacceptable. But at the same time, I do feel he's game planned well for playoff games, which matters. I think like we're trying to win. Obviously, listen, the first goal of the year is to win the Big Ten, but that's not like the goal. It's to win a national title.
You killed Clemson a couple of years ago, then you beat
the one we killed them.
Oh, and then
we got screwed the 1 year. I thought he game planned very well.
I have a question for Big F.
Okay.
And then this year against Georgia, I thought he did game plan well.
Do you hate domestic violence against women?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
Well,
what was he gonna say? No.
Urban Meyer covered it up. He likes Urban Meyer.
I don't know. What he tried to do was he tried to help he put his hands on nobody.
Time he didn't. He stuck his finger up some butthole later.
Yeah, but that was consensual to our understanding.
Okay. That's all, like who? I mean,
who
that was a girl. I mean, she also was basically like sitting on his lap.
That's true.
But he tried to help out. I think he was in good. He tried to help out a young coach who had a problem with it, who had an incident with his wife. I mean, there was never any like criminal charge. No one was convicted of anything. I know there was a photo. Of maybe like a cut or something, if I recall correctly.
Well, let me ask you one more question, and I'll let you go.
No, I got another question, too.
Let us ask you two more questions. I'm going to just say an organization, and you let the hate flow real quick, okay? I'm going to say the word, and then you go, okay? The Southeastern Conference.
I mean, it's what it is, freeloaders is the word that comes to mind. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of teams thinking they get to grab onto a few team success, aka Georgia and Alabama. Essentially, now we've like over the years, like Florida, you can go back to.
If you go back 20 years, 5 different SEC teams have won national titles.
Sure, LSU's had like their
Big
little
Ten over the last 50 years.
LSU's had their little like blips in the radar, which I love LSU. I mean, LSU. If there was another world, I might end up at LSU. I love that place.
Kind of a weird take from a guy who like is the top of the Big Ten. Like, don't you think a lot of the Big Ten probably dick rides Ohio State and Michigan
but they
a
don't.
little bit?
But they don't really claim like Big Ten the same way like
You know why?
like a Mississippi State who does that hasn't done anything, or
Whoa.
like a A&M who hasn't really done anything,
Well,
or like
that's fair.
But you know why?
a lot of teams.
I'll eat that
It's
one.
A lot of
because-
teams.
I'll eat it.
Big Ten is not a chantable phrase. SEC is chantable. SEC. You can Big Ten. It's not a good chant. If you could chant it, y'all would
guess.
chant it.
Sure, I guess. I don't think so though.
All right. Casey,
I mean,
what was your question?
ACC's chantable. No one chants that.
They don't win anything.
Yeah, and
But
Clemson-
SEC, it should be just like Bam up or like Georgia.
So, how well do you know Noah, our producer?
Decently well.
You know,
I'd say.
Oh, do you know?
He's a
I
Yankee
actually
fan.
I haven't said anything. I know.
Okay, so
and I didn't come. I was.
you know-
I
listen.
know. I've been silent about it. I've been disappointed.
This is the time to
was
let it out.
It was
Ev.
shocking.
This is hate week. So Noah had any pick in the entire country
130
Any pick
Division One teams.
to be a fan of. He wanted to pick his college football
65
fandom,
Power 5 teams, and he chose.
Michigan.
I know what he chose.
How do you feel about this?
I would say it's a horrible investment, and the reason I'll say this is because you. I mean, who knows where to go back to? Some might make a joke. You bought Penn at 140, and you're buying them
That
at You're buying Michigan. It does hurt. Yeah, it does.
I think
hurt.
that
it hurts
hits
me
too close
too.
to home.
Yeah, you're buying stock at its basically at its absolute max right now.
Zenith.
At its the highest it's ever been. It's ever been. You're buying it at the absolute highest. It can only go down from here.
You know, stocks go down sometimes.
The look on Noah's face makes me
No,
believe he
it
has
could
hate.
they don't. Michigan doesn't win national titles. They haven't.
Since 1948.
They've never won like a real one that they can claim as their own. True, like a true.
1948.
They shared one in the late '90s, like sort of.
Yeah, but Nebraska would have killed him.
They've never like played for a title game and won.
And Charles Woodson stole that Heisman.
Hey, this is supposed to be about Ev hating on Noah.
I'm hating on everybody.
You hate on Noah. He's too nice to you.
But
He chose to be a Michigan fan.
It's a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm almost not even as mad. I think I'm disappointed you made a mistake for yourself.
No,
You're gonna regret it.
Thoughts?
Well, I did say early on I did want to pick a Big Ten team, and I mean I knew for a fact it wasn't going to be Ohio State.
Fair. No, that's fair.
Noah likes women.
No, that's not fair. But it's fair not to pick Ohio State because then people call you like a bandwagon, which they're doing at Michigan. They could do that at Michigan now. You honestly, if you want to talk investment, you should have went like Wisconsin.
Here's the thing, Noah, which I know you
Penn
know.
State too.
Yeah, but they're a little.
think they're
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
you want
good
to
this
talk like children,
I think they're,
Well,
well,
heinous, heinous crimes. I
That's
mean,
true.
convictions.
Noah has to learn, and he knows, but he's really got to ramp up the hate. There's no more rivalry other than Alabama and Auburn that hate each other the way that Michigan and Ohio
Well,
State.
Yeah,
No,
they hate each
no,
other in November.
Well, that's
they
not
hate each
true.
other in
You
November.
gotta Noah. You gotta
This
come up
idea
with that
that
fucking
Michigan
hate.
Ohio State's the best rivalry in college football is ludicrous.
Well, I think it's been talked before. We don't. I think we don't live. They don't live amongst each other. We don't live amongst each other. We don't share state lines. I think that's the difference.
Big F, thank you for your
Ev,
time.
what's the thing you hate most about Brandon?
We're boys.
God, that's tough.
We're boys.
Oh, that's good. See, he didn't have one off the top of his head.
Well, no, there's so I'm siping through of his arrogance,
Not really. That's not a thing.
his ego.
No, that's the same thing. Don't have an ego.
What else?
That's only two things.
Probably the shape of his cone tits. They should be round. When you have boobs, they should be round.
All right,
not
thanks, Big F.
not cones. All right.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Ev.